India, the country of the bravest hearts, our forefathers has set their legacies in the highest order. There is not enough space to measure their sacrifices. At the same time, we cannot ignore the people who made our country proud by excelling in their own fields and bringing the international recognition home. They are the true gems and that is why they deserve the gem and we call them Bharat Ratna. Hello everyone, my name is Sakshi Sahu and in this session we are going to discuss about the Bharat Ratnas. So before starting, let me tell you, if you are preparing for defense examination sitting back home, SSB Crack is best for you. It is a one-stop solution for all the major defense-related examination, be it CDS, NDA, AFCAT, Territorial Army or others. For more details, you can visit our website ssbcrackexams.com. There you can find the entire package of courses, mock test quizzes and study materials. To also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Telegram for defense updates and notification. Do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. You can also download our mobile app SSB Crack Exams from Google Play. So guys, Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of Republic of India, it is conferred in the recognition of the exceptional services of the highest order without distinguishing between the race, occupation, position or sex. The first award was awarded in 1954 and the award was originally limited to the achievement in the arts, literature, science and public services, but later government expanded the criteria to include any field of the human endeavor in December 2011. So the recommendations are given by the Prime Minister to the President with the maximum 3 nominees awarded per year, but it is not mandatory it to be awarded every year. The first ever Indian to receive the award was the famous scientist C.V. Raman and he also got the Nobel Prize. Since then, many dignitaries with different and varied careers have received this award and there is no such provision that it should be awarded to Indians only. So talking about the design, so it is designed in the shape of the people leaf with Bharat Ratna inscribed in it in a Devanagari script and there is a sun figure as well. The reverse side of the decoration, there is written the Satyamev Jayate in Hindi and with the inscription of the state emblem. The emblem, sun and the rim are of platinum and the inscription are burnished in bronze. So the first ever Indian to receive the Bharat Ratna was Dr. C.V. Raman. He was awarded in the year 1954. He was a physicist whose work was influential in the growth of the science. He was also the recipient of the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930s and the Nobel Prize was given to him for the discovery of the phenomena named after him, that is the Raman effect. In the same year, the award was also conferred to C. Rajagopalachari. He was the last Governor General of India and an Indian politician, independence activist, lawyer, writer and a historian. C. Gopalachari, he was the first Indian-born Governor General. Before him, all of them were the British nationals. Gopalachari, he opposed the use of nuclear weapons and he was also the proponent of the world peace and disarmament. Along with him in the same year, in the 1954, the Bharat Ratna was also given to Dr. SARVEPALLI Radhakrishnan. He was an Indian philosopher, academician and statesman. He was also the Vice President of India from the year 1952 to 1962 and he was the second President of India from the year 1962 to 1967. His birthday is celebrated as the Teachers' Day in India, that is on the 5th September every year. Later in the year 1955, the award was given to Dr. Bhagwan Das. He was an Indian theosophist and a public figure. Also, he was the co-founder of Mahatma Gandhi Krishi Vidyapeeth. He worked with Madan Mohan Malviya for the foundation of Banaras Hindu University. In the same year, that is on 1955, the Bharat Ratna was given to Dr. M. VISVESVARAYA. He was an Indian civil engineer and a statesman. He was also the 19th Diwan of Mysore and his serving period was from 1912 to 1919. His birthday, that is on 15th September, it is celebrated as the Engineers' Day in India and Sri Lanka and Tanzania in his memory. Again in the same year, 1955, the Bharat Ratna was also given to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He was a leader in the Indian nationalist movement. As we all know, he was the first Prime Minister of India after the independence and he took a leading role in the non-alignment movement while projecting India as a regional hegemon in South Asia. the Congress emerged as the catch-all party and dominated the national and the state level politics and won the consecutive elections in 1951, 1957 and 1962. After that, in the year 1957, the Bharat Ratna was awarded to Govind Ballabh Patel. He was an Indian freedom fighter and one of the architects of the modern India. He was one of the foremost political leaders of UP, and then it was known as the United Provinces. He was a key player in the movement to establish Hindi as a national language in Indian Union. Later in the year 1958, the Bharat Ratna was given to Dr. DHONDO KESHAV Karve. He is known as Maharishi, which means a great sage, and he was a social reformer in India in the field of women's welfare. Karve was a pioneer in the promoting of widows' education. Shri Purushottam Das Tandon, he was awarded in the year 1961. He was a freedom fighter from UP and he was customarily given the title of Rajashri, and also he was popularly known as UP Gandhi. Later in the year 1961, Dr. Bidhan Chandra was awarded with Bharat Ratna. He was an eminent Indian physician, educationalist, philanthropist, freedom fighter and a politician. He was the Chief Minister of West Bengal from the year 1948 until his death, that happened on 1962. The National Doctors' Day is celebrated in his memory every year on 1st July. Dr. Rajendra was awarded with Bharat Ratna in the year 1962. He was an Indian independence activist, lawyer and scholar, and as we all know, he is the very first president of India and his serving period was from 1950 to 1962. He was the president of the Constituent Assembly of India, which prepared the constitution for India. Later in the year 1963, Dr. Pandurang VAMAN KANE, PV KANE, who was a notable Indologist and Sanskrit scholar, he received the award and he received the honor for his scholarly work that spanned more than 40 years of active academic research that resulted in 6,500 pages of history of Dharma Shastra. In the year 1963, Dr. Zakir Hussain, who was an Indian economist and politician, he was given the Bharat Ratna. Dr. Zakir Hussain, who served as a third president of India from 13th May 1967 until his death on 3rd May 1969. He's been awarded with the Bharat Ratna and he was also the governor of Bihar from the year 1957 to 1962 and also was the vice president of India from the year 1962 to 1967. Dr. Zakir Hussain was also the co-founder of JMI, that is the Jamia Millia Islamia. In the year 1966, Lal Bahadur Shastri was given the Bharat Ratna posthumously. Lal Bahadur Shastri was the second Prime Minister of India and he was deeply impressed and influenced by Mahatma Gandhi, and then he joined the Indian independence movement in the year 1920s. He is particularly known for his role in the promotion of the White Revolution and Green Revolution. Later in the year 1971, Indira Gandhi was given the award. She is a central figure in the Indian National Congress. She was the first and to date only female Prime Minister of India. Mrs. Gandhi was known for his political actions, particularly the imposition of emergency, Indo-Pakistani War in 1971 and Operation Blue Star. Shri V.V. Giri, given the Bharat Ratna in the year 1975. He was the fourth President of India from 24th August 1969 to 24th August 1974. Giri gave his assent to the two revolutionary documents. They are the Shimla Agreement, that is a peace treaty signed between India and Pakistan, and the Bank Nationalization Bill that was passed in 1969. Next we have is Kumaraswamy Kamraj. He was also given the award posthumously. He was awarded in the year 1976. V.V. Giri was the founder and the president of Indian National Congress Organization, that is INCO, and he served as the president of Indian National Congress for 2 terms. He introduced the free midday meal schemes, although he was the one who never went to schools. Now, Mother Teresa, she was given the award in the year 1980s. As I told you, the award is not restricted to Indians only. So she was Albanian Indian Roman Catholic nun and missionary. Teresa, she received a number of honors including the 1962 Raman Magsaysay Peace Prize And in 1979, she got the Nobel Prize in the Peace. Mother Teresa was admired by many for her charitable work. Acharya Vinoba Bhave, he got award in 1983. He was an Indian advocate of non-violence and human rights. He also got the Bharat Ratna posthumously. Vinoba Bhave was advocate of non-violence and human rights. He is known for the Bhudan movement. The movement was particularly the voluntary land reform movement. Bhave was also considered as the national teacher of India, and he is the spiritual successor of Mohandas Karamchandra Gandhi. Bhave also translated Gita into Marathi. In the year 1987, Abdul Ghaffar Khan, he was awarded with Bharat Ratna. He is also known as Badshah Khan or Badshah Khan and the Frontier Gandhi. He was a political and spiritual leader known for his non-violent opposition, and he was a Pashtun independence activist who worked to end the rule of British Raj in India. The Pashtun independence movement is particularly the movement wherein it removes the idea that the Pashtuns are deserving of the sovereign nation of their homelands, which consist of majority of the part of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Later in the year 1988, M.G. Ramachandran was awarded with Bharat Ratna. He was an Indian politician and a filmmaker. He served as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu for 10 years between 1977 to 1987. He was also the founder of AIA-DMK. Now talking about the Chief Architect of Constitution of India, our B.R. Ambedkar ji. He was awarded in the year 1990s posthumously. Dr. Ambedkar inspired the Dalit Buddhist movement and campaigned against the social discrimination towards the untouchable in India. He was the first Minister of Law and Justice, and he is popularly known as the Chief Architect of Indian Constitution. Dr. Nelson Mandela, he was awarded in the year 1990s. He was the President of South Africa from year 1994 to 1999. He focused on dismantling the legacies of apartheid by tackling the institutionalized racism and fostering the racial reconciliation. He received more than 250 honors, including the Nobel Prize. So guys, this is all for this session. I'll be coming up with the rest of the awardees in the next session. So stay tuned, work hard, Jai Hind.